Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Simvict. Alright, CarX Drift Racing Online 2 playtest. I know I'm a little late. My car's actually a little damaged, which I don't remember doing that. So I got bound up. You know, everything is bound. I'm not very thrilled with it. Let me just say that. The gameplay in and of itself... Okay, that's not normal. The gameplay in and of itself is alright. Can't use my paddles. That could be a binding issue. The binding's a little bit peculiar. I gotta hold my clutch right now to shift. Right? And who wants to do that? Nobody. And, you know, it was just a little frustrating to see that, there wasn't any sequentials in the game. As of yet, it's a playtest, right? Be chill with it. I'm not, you know, it's not a big deal right now, but it's a little frustrating when, you know, I got a sequential, dude. I don't want to frickin' press the clutch. I don't even have a clutch pedal. You know, I want to be able to shift when I shift and clutch when I, you know, press the button. Now that all seems to work, and thankfully auto clutch also activates the clutch when I pull my handbrake. So that saves me right there. If it didn't do that, then I'd be screwed. You know why? Why would I be screwed? Because usually I would bind with joy to key. You know, CarX Street, I use joy to key. Drift Racing, you know, the first one. Basically, every game I play probably has at least one or two joy to key bindings. Usually, what it ends up being is I have my axis handbrake, and then I also have joy to key to pull the clutch. Like I said, this game does that right off rip, which is actually good on them for that. So now we got auto clutch on. Now I can actually attempt. Thankfully, right off the rip, dude, feedback in the wheel feels really good. I should show off those settings, but they are pretty simple. You know, I like to keep most of my assists off. I'm running 50. In CarX Drift Racing, I run 45. So it's pretty close. I'm not sure how that really compares, if at all. And then I just have the, hidden under the camera right over there, which you can't really see. Feedback effects smoothing. So it's basically just smoothing one that I would have on in CarX Drift. That's all I use for assist. Okay? I still call myself a no assist player. I don't care. Okay, because it's just stupid, dude. It's stupid to, oh, let me not put on, you know, stabilization, because it makes, all it does for me, personally, and, you know, again, I could get used to it if it was really that big a deal. It's not. It makes my wheel shake. It does the, you know, it does all that crap. I don't know. Put it on one, and then that goes away, and it feels pretty normal to me. It does feel very similar to CarX Drift Racing. I would say it's way better than Street when that first came out. That dumpster fire of a video game. Holy crap. This one actually feels like this has great potential right here. Especially once I get better at it, too. And once I'm able to tune my own vehicles, I'm sure I can take some of this straightening out of it and all that. Graphically, it looks alright. You know. I say that, you know, like, all these games look gorgeous nowadays, but, you know, I think they look good graphics. It's definitely a step up for a CarX game, you know? The reflections look good. I am very upset about the frickin' mirrors. Blacked out mirrors? What is this, dude? I've complained about that bullcrap in CarX Drift Racing. And Street. You know, Street's annoying too, even though those are better. And now it's just weird that they go back to black. Okay. So hopefully that there is a mod or something at some point to get real car mirrors. Then I can actually play interior cam. I don't do that crap without mirrors. Not even just skill-wise. It's not like a skill issue. Oh, you suck because you don't have mirrors. No, dude. It's just this looks stupid. And this, you know, it's just like an OCD thing. I don't know. It's just I keep looking over there and I'm like, frick, dude, what is that? Oh, that's my mirror? That's so stupid. It's just ugly, dude. It looks awful. Also, dude, if I'm drifting a little weird, I hurt my left foot. So I'm not braking with it. I'm trying to brake with my right. And, dude, that sucks, man. My pedals are too far apart for single foot braking, bro. So I've just sort of been sucking. I feel like it has potential. I feel, you know, using auto clutch is not the end of the world, because right now, everything is working as I would normally have it set up. Thankfully, it doesn't have Or maybe it does. Does it have a auto blip feature? The frick? Did you see that? How do I go back? I never even thought about that one. Back up, maybe? Put the vehicle in reverse? But... what was my question here? The blipping. Yeah. So it does have an auto blip because it doesn't go straight to limiter. If it doesn't have a... You know, if you're running a true no auto blip and you're using all this bullcrap setup that I have, then it's gonna run straight to limiter in between that shift. I think, right? I don't know, now I'm confusing myself. That's what it does in CarX Street, because I had to add the clutch to my shifter. Because, again, they're doing this kind of crap. And in that game, the reason that I did that I had to clutch up on the shifter to make it sequential, because number one, they don't have sequential gearboxes. Number two, that game was actually what was... Frick, I just had a great point, and then I had to say the shifter one first, and that made me forget the second point. Oh, yeah, auto clutch. The auto clutch in CarX Street automatically adds a blip, so it adds a delay, right? So say you're coming in on your drift, and then you downshift or something, or even upshift, okay? You could say upshift. Say you're coming up at second gear, and you're like, frick, dude, I need more, so you put it into third. Then it does that auto blip, makes him bog. Even though I hold the clutch the whole time, he'll still bog, right? Because I can hold this clutch even though auto clutch is on. Dude, it's just a mess. I've sort of ruined that explanation. But, you know, just all these assists, it just doesn't work with my setup. And it's unfortunate. Thankfully, this one works very well. So, although I wanted to complain about it, and I wanted to bring it up as an issue, this won't be an issue. I can play the game perfectly fine like this. You know, boo-hoo, my car doesn't stall when I stop, right? Overall, great game. I'm upset that I can't frickin', you know, use my mouse to look around my vehicle. I have to close joy to key when I play this game, too, because they give you an error. So if I open up this, right, see here it says control scheme, steering wheel. So now if I try to shift, although it may still do it, right? Because now this is using my clutch as the shifter. Clutch and shift, and it gives me an error. So that basically, the only L that I need to do is terminate joy to key at the beginning of my play session. Still a little annoying. This isn't the full game. There's hardly anything to do. I really can't get into it that much. Okay, like I could play multiplayer, and that's what a lot of people do. That's not what I do. Tire stickers are peak. What else? I thought I had something else to say. Oh yeah, the lights, dude. There's no interior lights. Is that just this car, or is this all the cars? Like, no dash lights, and my headlights are... See? My button turns the headlights on and off. There's just no interior change. So I'm really hoping this is all playtest crap. That's why I'm not being rough on it at all. You know, it's boo-hoo, right? It happens. If they don't put that crap in for a playtest, it's not the end of the world. The game... out of 10, I'd say it's a solid 9, dude. And the only reason that I'm not giving it 10, I don't know, I'm just really hoping that, you know, they cover up a couple loose ends, and then once the game actually releases, if it has a good economy, if it has a good grind sesh to it, etc., and it doesn't just, you know, if the career is decent, that would make this a 10 for me, absolutely. Especially if we get mod support too, real car mirrors, license plates. Those are all little like quality of life things that I like. You know, even mod packs for like, you know, bumpers, rims. That could all be like, you know, that's not my highest concern personally. I know a lot of people really enjoy doing that. Me personally, I like to stay more so stock, like using in-game stuff. But at the same time, you know, it's not really the end of the world. You know, if something's really cool, I will use that. But overall, I would say it's a decent game. I don't know how to end this, so I've gotten so bad at creating YouTube videos because I just stream all the time. So I'm not used to making like a coherent YouTube video, by the way. Look at that. See that bullcrap? Why is he straightening out like that, dude? Dude, the braking is atrocious for me right now. That is, you know, it's affecting me more than you would think. It really is, because I'm not used to drifting like that. I'm not used to taking my foot off of the throttle to brake. That is throwing me off, dude. That is throwing me off more than you would know. Mega backy? That would have counted. Just to backwards? I don't know. It would have been close, dude. See, he's just peculiar, dude. I can't wait to really sit down and explore this game and set up some tunes a little bit better. You know, I'm sure their tunes are pretty decent already, but whoops. The wheel has been losing my bindings. I noticed that because I bound it the other day, and I came back and it wasn't bound, and I had to it wouldn't read any bindings, even though the wheel was on, and I'm like, oh, great, now what happened to my Moza, dude? So I open up another game, and it works fine, and I'm like, what? Go back to this, and then it lets me bind it again. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? So it unbinds for some reason, and what even is this? Like, why does that say X? That just looks all wrong. That is all wrong, but how it works, don't ask me. Yeah, they have gear up and gear down. I just wish that I could bind both. Oh, do they really call them the same thing? Oh, that's some bullcrap, because they aren't. That's some bullcrap, dude. Yeah, okay. That's stupid, right? They call these the same buttons. Oh, this is button 13, pressing both of them. Yeah, sure it is, dude. Alright, well, hey, let me look around my car with the camera. This is a little, you know, petty of them. What is going on here, dude? It's a car game. I want to look at my car. I may stream some more, but I really have not been feeling it. And with my foot out, dude, I can't really frickin', you know, be myself. So, probably not. Peace.